So today's focus is using estimation to find a reasonable quotient before we deal with the real division part for finding an exact answer. So focusing on single-digit divisors, this is our point today. In this problem, we have 150, and we are going to divide by 30. Now my quest here is to turn this into a single-digit division situation. Okay, so let's start out by writing it. $150 divided by 30. Now I'm currently in a double-digit division situation, so I need to somehow find a way to make 30 into a single digit. And the beauty of this is that I can take 30, divide by 10, and then also take my dividend, 150, and divide by 10. 30 divided by 10 is 3, and 150 divided by 10 is 15. So now I do have my single digit division. 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. Okay, now going down to our first exercise. Again, we are going to practice using single digit division. Now, what I want you to notice here is that there are 3 parts to doing these exercises. I'm going to do numbers 1 and 3 with you. Round to estimate the quotient. That's the first thing we'll be doing. Compute the quotient using a calculator. That's our second component. And then the third is to compare the estimation to the quotient. And these are split up accordingly. So for number 1, we have 2,970 divided by 11. Round to a one-digit arithmetic fact. In other words, we are trying to do a single-digit division problem. So I'm going to start out by rounding 11 to 10 and 2,970 to 3,000. This is a double-digit division, and I need to get it to a single-digit division. So I'm going to take 10, divide it by 10, and then also take 3,000 and divide by 10. So now I have a problem that is 1 as my divisor and 300 as my dividend. 300 divided by 1 is 300. And this was my first part, round to estimate the quotient. For number 2, I need to compute the quotient using a calculator. So for 2, use a calculator. I'm going to just write down 2,970, divide it by 11, and then pull out your calculator. If you put in the calculator, you have 2,970 divided by 11, which is 270. Now they want us to compare the quotient to the estimate. So if you look at the estimate, which was 300, and our quotient, which is 270, they're pretty close. So you might say something along the lines of, my calculated quotient is 30 less than my estimation. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do exercise 3 for you in the same fashion where we are trying to get to a single-digit divisor. So from page S50, I now want you to go to page S51, number 3. Now we have a couple more digits here. We had 4 digits in the first problem. Now we're looking at 5. Okay, but we can still do something very similar with this. So if I have 11,647 and I divide by 19, I want to make this a 1-digit arithmetic fact. I'm going to start with taking 19 and rounding it to 20. And then 11,647 and turning that into 12,000. We're simply rounding up. I was at a 1, but my next door neighbor is a 6, which is 5 or greater, so I'm going to increase my number by 1. So 12,000 divided by 20. Now to make this a single digit divisor, I need to take 20, and I can divide this by 10. I can also take 12,000 and divide this by 10. So now I have the problem 2 as my divisor and 1,200 as my dividend. 1,200 divided by 2 is equal to 600. And that's the only thing that you have to do in the first step. Now, again, with B, we need to use the calculator to find the quotient and then compare our answers. So let's pull up our calculator again. Now we have 11,647, and we want to divide that by 19. Our answer is 613. So rewriting the problem, 11,647 divided by 19 is equal to 613. And we're going to compare our quotient to the estimate again. Similar to the first problem, you may say, my calculated quotient is 13 more than my estimated quotient. You may also say the number in the highest place value which are my hundreds, is the same. Okay. Now that you have completed the questions in the Edpuzzle as well as taken the notes for numbers 1 through 3, I would like you to go ahead and complete numbers 2, 4, and 5 on your own. When you complete these, I would like you to come to me to check your answers, and then once you have completed that part of your math today, then you may go ahead and pick up your exit ticket. Okay, thank you.